Now, the rest of the story. Hugo and Schmelzer, a turn-of-the-century liquor store. Charles Hugo and Gustav Schmelzer, proprietors. Now, the store, especially on the outside, had an old look to it. Matter of fact, it was partly new and partly old construction. The recent additions, however, copied the original structure. And the original structure of this liquor store? An honest-to-goodness Franciscan mission. St. Anthony of Valero, it was called. But somewhere along the way, because the mission was nestled in a grove of cottonwood trees, folks began referring to it as the Cottonwood. Some said it was a shame that the Cottonwood, that the old mission, got turned into a liquor store. And as many folks are still wondering what happened in the first place, and I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. St. Anthony's mission was built between 1716 and 1718. As the 19th century was about to dawn, the place was abandoned. The structure fell slowly into ruin. Itinerants used it as a place to sleep. After a while, 2 or 3 families moved in and were calling it home. About this time, people in the area nicknamed it the Cottonwood. And then the Catholic Church, which still owned the mission, got wise, because here was a building falling down with all this land going to waste. Why not lease the property to somebody who might fix it up in the bargain? And that is just what the church did. The local townsfolk objected at first. If the property was no longer being used for church purposes, they argued, why not have it declared public property? The town even took the matter to court. But the town lost. And the Cottonwood passed through various hands after that. Actually, it was a police station at one time. But then finally the church grew weary of leasing the place, and the church sold it. In November of 1877, the church sold it for the sum of $20,000, and the buyer was a grocer named Grenet, Grenet. And it was Mr. Grenet who did the remodeling I told you about, but he did it while attempting to preserve the architectural integrity of the original Catholic mission. Grenet's turned out to be something of a general store. You could purchase groceries, you could also purchase cigars, imported china at one time, other things like that. When Grenet died, Hugo and Schmelzer bought the establishment. And that's when it was turned into a liquor store. And that is the complete history of the Cottonwood, almost. I say almost. For in 1905, a historical society purchased the property for the state of Texas, $75,000. And they purchased it because of something that happened there in 1836. Because a small band of Texas volunteers had fought there. Had fought to the death against the Mexican army. You're ahead of me, aren't you? The old mission is a liquor store no more. It is now and forever will be a shrine. It is still called the Cottonwood. Only in Spanish you pronounce it the Alamo. And now you know the rest of the story.